All right, in 5, 4, 3,
Cheap flights.
Cornbread.
How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Cavone, the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast.
How's it going, everyone? I am your captain. Joining me today, Frank Cavone, as we shoot episode 27 of the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast. You can listen to this bad mamma jamma anywhere you can find podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Facebook, sometimes Twitch, your fucking local newspaper, the Mirth Films app coming sometime in 2069. Who knows? We're killing it right now.
Hell yeah. I think that was probably one of the best intros.
I really hope we keep that because it will be the worst.
I will say, I think you should do the intros from here on out. Because every time I try to say the intro, I either call it a wrong podcast name or trip over my words, as I do with every sentence I usually speak. Just how it is.
Dude, we're batting 1,000
I'm
right
Cavone.
now. We're off to a great start.
My last name literally means jackass in Italian. And,
Wow.
yeah, so I'm feeling like a jackass today. It's one of those days. Woke up late. Showed up here late. Come on. But yeah,
I like
dude.
that sometimes, man.
Yeah. How have you been, dude?
It's been rad.
Good,
Just a lot of I don't know. I feel like I know I should be prepared for this every fucking week, but I have to always think about what I did during the week, and I don't really think I did that much. It was nice though. Bartended a few more days than I normally do. I think that's it. We had a cornhole tournament at my house that you didn't fucking come to.
I didn't.
Which I'm
Shout out to Chris Stapleton.
Oh.
Actually, no, not at all. I'll get into that.
My God, what in the crispy Kentucky Fried Fuck?
Dude, I want to know how it was.
So,
because you were planning for a few weeks, and
yeah, and I was really banking on you being there. I had the live stream all set up, but then
Really?
I remembered I don't have any equipment.
Ah, shit.
I literally have 3 cameras, 3 lavs though, because I went hard on Prime Day.
Dude, hell yeah.
And
you were telling me that. You bought a few things.
Dude,
right?
I dropped probably $400 on equipment.
Dude, nice.
Which, I mean, for you was like a drop in the fucking bucket. But for me,
no,
it's
$400 for equipment, justifying, is this worth it? Is this something that I actually need right now? And, you're at this point now where you're doing a lot more creating, man. And you having your own stuff to be self-sufficient, I mean, that's what it's about. Getting the deals and, taking advantage of Prime Day. And, having good audio. That's... Who gives a shit if the video is shot on a 4x3 camera from 1985? If your audio's crisp, dude, it's what it's about.
As I always say, I have a lot to learn. The one thing I'm a little upset about is I had the idea pretty soon after I got the apartment. Well, I got the living room in some form of a shoot-ready presentation. I had the idea for a thumbnail where I recreated George Costanza's The Art of Seduction. And you did not say anything.
I'm sorry.
I was so worried that you did not dig the vision.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. I'm all about it.
It was I had to cover for somebody last night at the bar, and I'm a 2-minute drive from Peters. I left the house at 6:59 because I wanted to make sure we had at least one good shot of The Art of Seduction. It was fantastic.
That's so funny.
Dude, worth it every time.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stylize it to make it look like a painting, so that way it actually I don't know. I guess I'll talk about it because we didn't really talk about it in the last episode. But yeah, I got into. Thank you, Val Jean, for inspiring this idea. But I'm no fucking painter, but I know how to use Photoshop. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this photo and replace the sky with an epic background. And I think I did it with one of Mickey's pictures that I shared on my bullshit. But I was like, well, there's a huge light like pocket where it looks like it was shot during the middle of the day, but then I have this dark cloud with this crazy red sunset. Didn't look like I could do anything with it, and you know, I'm very much a purist when I take my photos and when I share my photos because I don't know, it's just my style. And so I was like, oh, that's cool, but yeah, I couldn't share this, so I decided to like get into like doing like some digital oil painting, and literally it's just like a filter, but it like for something like that would be like perfect because we could like print that and sell it.
I think that would work so well, and come to think of it, I think that would be a very worthwhile thing to sell at Wild in the Trees, which, if you guys have been living under a rock, we are a fucking month away.
1 month to the day.
We are 30 days
Happy
away.
September, by the way. Holy
Dude,
shit.
yeah. Where did August go?
August.
August came and went.
If you're working production, goodbye summer, because this is the thing. When you get when it hits July 1st, you know, the next day is pretty much September 1st because you literally spend so much time, you know, days here, there, working, not really much time off, and then next thing you know, which is right now, September 1st, like, dude, like how you said you couldn't remember what you did this week. I can't fucking remember what I did 2 days ago. Like, I can kind of, but like, you're jogged, and man, it's good to have balance, and like that's cool that like you got to do the party, man. You know, get to have some friends over.
But a lot cooler if you came through.
I know, my bad on that, dude. I wanted to.
It did turn out pretty well though. We had, all said and done, I think we had about 12 people show up, give or take. So we ended up doing a singles and doubles cornhole tournament and beer pong tournament. Huh. In singles, Mirth Minute superfan Dave Van Scoy took first. Last person to come to the party. The only person to bring craft beer. And the only person to hose his way through the motherfucking competition.
Dave Van Scoy.
And then in doubles, myself and Kyle Barnes retained our doubles championship from the last cornhole night. And beer pong, Kyle won first for singles. And then my girlfriend Taylor and Dave won first for doubles. With the double stuff, we decided to do random teams. I found a spinner app online, and it was basically drawn from a hat, and we decided, fuck it. This is the best way to keep it fair. It'll add that element of surprise to it.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is that about, 4 hours before all of this started, we went to Hobby Lobby to get some trophies because I promised everybody that I was going to get trophies for this, and I was thinking that I could totally get, 1 or 2 because I was originally thinking for one just cornhole. But, yeah. You realize how much like real trophies cost, and that was a huge deterrent. And I'd already spent a lot of money on liquor. I made 2 gallons of margaritas. I bought a bottle of brandy, which I'm still sipping on right now.
Fuck yeah, warrior.
Dude, we cleared the fridge. We literally just threw every alcoholic beverage in the fridge into a cooler and said, just fucking take it. And we somehow still ended the night with more alcohol than we set out. Because people were all just fucking take it. But it was lit, and I'm hoping if everything works out well enough, that Monday we could have one last quick get together.
Nice.
No trophies, obviously, because we already made them. Yeah. Shout out to my girlfriend Taylor for making these fucking trophies on the fly.
Dude, that's so sick.
With a hot glue gun and a dream. And also shout out to Zach Wall's girlfriend Alyssa for helping Taylor. I don't know what she did. I was too busy getting drunk downstairs. So that was that was our compromise on it. She made this awesome wing dip. I made the same pasta recipe that I posted, and it was very well received. It was saucy as fuck. People loved it. We had a lot of bees, which Nick Ginner from Ginner Electric, one of our sponsors for Wild in the Trees.
Yes, who is also going to be attending 80K Fest.
He will definitely be there.
I feel like I not to like cut you off, but I feel like I've maybe had interactions with him before because he knows similar people who like help out at 80K Fest.
Oh yeah.
So
he's well versed.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah, there was
Shout out to people who listen to good music.
Oh yeah, and also shout out Nick Ginner.
Nick Ginner.
But,
and Ginner Electric. Thank you for being a sponsor this year.
Ginner Electric
Seriously.
and Mechanical, the OGGEM. Coincidence? Probably. But, yeah, to those of you who have listened to podcasts prior, we kind of have a bee problem, a weird bee problem. And these motherfuckers came in full force because, you know, you put a bunch of tasty-ass margaritas and other alcohol, seltzers, beers, liquor, and then you put 3 dishes of pasta on a table. Of course, it's going to draw some bees' attention. Nick Ginner, I'm pretty sure, killed like 7 or 8 bees.
Wow.
So much to the point that I was actually offering a bounty of $1 per dead bee. And Ginner got, I'm pretty sure, like 8. Zach got 2. I didn't get any. I was too busy getting drunk. And it was...
Which is what you should be doing.
Dude,
yeah.
It was beautiful. Everything about it was just a fun time. And I learned one thing. I'm not that bad at planning events. So much so that I confidently decided, with the help of Scott Richards from Sully's East, to host a fucking cornhole tournament, which, when this gets posted, it will have already passed, but if y'all are smart and you actively check out what's going on the Mirth Films Facebook page, you will see that we hosted, since, well, this is now past tense, a cornhole tournament at Sully's East, all to try and squeeze a little bit more money into the Wild in the Trees budget. Just make sure we have all of our bases covered. Make sure we can get everybody paid so everybody can play. I was going to have some rhyme there. I was going to have some
party
rhyme
with
there.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Big shout out, dude. That, like, I was blown away when you told me, because I was like in my head, I'd be like, well, how the fuck am I going to have time to promote this? But, like, you have a good community of people that support what you do. You know, you do the same thing. You support them. And thank you, Sully's East and Scott, for, like, being open to, you know, being able to do that. And, like, dude, thank you so much. Like, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, like, those are the things that, like I wish we could have done in the past that we couldn't, because we just didn't have the team. We didn't have the same vision. And, like, ever since working with you, dude, like, you always come through all the time. Whether it's something that you're doing, something that I'm doing, me asking you to do something last minute, whether if it's going to shoot a video, and, you know, also, like, greatly improving the quality of this podcast. Like, that, none of that would be ever a thing if it wasn't for you, dude. So thank you, seriously. Like, I'm not just kissing your ass.
I'll drink to that.
To have to go through.
Come on, Frankie. Just a sip.
Oh,
just a little bit. It's vanilla. It's fucking vanilla.
You know what? Why not?
Fuck it.
For all the tens of fans out there.
For all the near double-digit fans out there, and for Dylan McKenzie, who was one of my favorite people to drink with. I miss him every day. I hope he's doing well. His photography is still pretty solid. Still better than mine, which is probably something I'm just going to have to live with.
Dylan somehow, some way, is probably monitoring our audio and video. I mean, that kid is a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
And our audio levels are probably too high right now.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit. If we don't have him in the live chat, making sure we don't fuck up, we generally fuck up.
All the time.
At the same time, when we have him in the live chat, and he doesn't make sure that we don't fuck up, we still fuck up.
We still fuck up.
And even when he tells us that we might fuck up, and he offers a solution, we still find a way to fuck up.
Every time.
And
every time.
That has gone so full circle to this overarching point. I've realized that almost everything in my life is, I don't want to say bullshit, but it's like every thing in my life is like a test I didn't study for. And whatever happens, whatever I regurgitate.
Yeah.
And I had the idea to do a cornhole tournament. I pitched it to Scott Richards while I was drunk bartending. And he came in because I told him, hey, I got the business proposition to you. And he embraced it and said, perfect, we can rustle up some prizes, it'll be fun, we'll figure all of this out. Which completely and totally makes up for the fact he chose not to sponsor the fucking music festival.
It's alright. Maybe we'll see you there anyways.
So.
But, yeah, man. No, so it sounds like you've had, a relaxing but productive week.
Yeah, and I still don't remember most of what I did.
I remember a little bit, and I gotta first thank the Sugar Hold, because the second I gave away that PS2, I started having the cravings to play PS2. But the reasons why I had cravings was because of two things: the WWE and emulation, game emulation. I got hardcore into game emulation.
Oh God.
To the point where I stressed myself out.
That's a wrap.
For no reason. And like unneeded stress. I had other things to focus on, like editing videos for clients. But no, I spent a lot of my time downloading games and setting up a PS2, virtual PS2, and a virtual PS3 on my computer.
Oh yeah. It's a lot simpler. Not that it's super simple, but it's amazing that technology has gone that fucking far.
Seriously. And like the fact that some of these emulators can legitimately take a downgraded look and image from a PS2 game and make it 4K, it's amazing. Like, I'm playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 in 4K right now, and I don't need my Xbox Series X. And like, I didn't get it for like Tony Hawk, but like I got it because I was like, I used to love wrestling games back in the day, and ever since 2K took over the license for WWE, it's not as good.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I want to go through and play all the SmackDown vs. Raws, Crush Hour. Eventually, I want to get into playing some of the PS1 games, and with going forward with Mirth Films, to be straight up, like there's things that I liked that I didn't now that I didn't like before when I was starting this fucking company, and I would say my influences for at least the things that I add to Mirth Films, I want it to be about what I like, because nothing should ever be doing. You should never be doing something that you don't like doing, because you're gonna hate yourself at the end of the day. And that's the problem I found with my freelance business. I was creating for money and not for things that I thoroughly was passionate about. So like I was like, all right, I'm also playing through a very shitty brand new game called Saints Row. So pissed. It is so bad, and it tarnishes everything that Saints Row has done in the past 10 years. And I was like, I could probably make a 10 things I hate about this game, while not ripping it. But so I was like, okay, maybe we dabble in video
basically
content.
ripping it.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Videos like that do well on YouTube, so why don't we take a stab? And that's where I was like, this is just like open brainstorming at this point, but like, just becoming more of like a, not like a Barstool Sports or like a bro thing, but like, we do the music. We're always going to do the music. But why can't we talk about video games? What if we want to talk about, some of our favorite trails to hike on in the Adirondacks? Like, there's more to life than music, and I don't want to ever, like, be held to this one thing because because we defined it for ourselves. Like, that's where, like, being open to innovating, having a thick skull. Like, I've had a thick skull in years past.
Sounded like you said dick skull, and I
began
thick skull, to get very concerned.
That's it.
But, no, I think that is something worth noting, is that every successful company is good at one thing, at the very least, and that is changing with the times, and that is constantly evolving. And the only thing worse than a bad change is no change. And I think that having, part of the reason I think we work so well together is, for one, if you were to take like a statistic of how many people we've had on this show that I have met prior to the podcast, probably like 20%.
Okay.
And I go in flying blind, and it's an opportunity for our fives of fans to learn with me. And I think I do a good job of being this, I would say, not objective, I'm hardly ever objective, but being the literal representation of learning shit and possibly having questions that someone who is, for lack of a better term, ignorant to what a group, person, band has accomplished. Because, I mean, fuck, dude, I have no problem admitting I don't know a lot of shit. Even though I tell a lot of people I'm the smartest person I know, but, like, do you remember Sydney Worthley was what, episode 3?
Episode 3, yeah. Wow.
Do you
that's so long
remember?
ago.
Do you remember? Well, yeah, it was, dude. There was snow on the fucking ground. But the thing I remember about that the most was, for one, I was running late because that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm very good at. But Sydney Worthley was also running late, which was fantastic because I hate being the last one to get anywhere. And I just remembered like looking her dead in the soul and saying, "Listen, kid, I know nothing about you. I should have done my research, and I didn't, and I apologize, and I don't want to discredit you. I just know what I'm bad at, and it's doing my homework." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I'm 19 and I'm a singer. I play guitar. I have a band." So, good.
We're good.
I'm not going to remember... Well, I did remember all of it. I'm not going to use any of that in any points of conversation I bring up. I think the only organic conversation we had was about dogs. Other than
Which
that,
is great.
Dude, I was
Who
just...
fucking doesn't love dogs? And
Communists.
And I will say, like, I've had great positive feedback from people telling me that they like that you're on the podcast because of your non-similar thinking of mine. Like, you're gonna ask different questions. You're gonna be truthful in your answers because
Dude,
that's who you are as a person. Like Doug brought it up to me. He's like, dude, I got the hugest kick out of like Brett when like you were like talking about bands and you said one band and you were like, no comment. And he was like, that was amazing.
Oh, back in the Kind of Live days?
No, I think this had to be within like the first 10 or 11 episodes.
Was it when we were still constantly shitting on Dave Matthews?
Yeah, it was definitely in our shitting on Dave Matthews phase.
Dude, that was a phase that we should... it's not to say that I have changed opinions on him, but the only time that you beat a dead horse is when it won't get up during the steeplechase at the Saratoga racetrack.
Right.
And that's, I mean, I didn't gamble at all this year, and I'm pretty sure Monday is the last day of track season. It's been a bad few months for me being a degenerate gambler. Mostly in the sense that I haven't degenerately gambled. I have heard some stories from people who have bet on things as crazy as like fucking Saudi Arabian dog races, where they have it set up in a very similar way to horse racing, just, you know, without a jockey.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I mean, every time we'd go to Lake George, like, to grab a drink for something, beer, quick draw. I'm like, and I just haven't had that. I just haven't done it. And it's not even, I'm not even going to act like I'm a better person because of it. No, I'm still a fucking sack of shit, but...
I'm still jealous of you, man. I can't even gamble. Legally. Not allowed to.
Well, yeah, that is different. Could you buy scratch-offs?
I cannot buy... I can buy... I don't think so. I think I can only gamble in casinos. That's it.
That's
But I could play the lotto outside of the state.
So you could play like the Vermont Lotto, or like say
Yeah.
Mega and Powerball, which are they're national drawings, right?
Mega Millions is a statewide drawing, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know because I could just I don't know. I could just delete this part, but like yeah, I think that
No,
I'm keeping it.
we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So yeah, no, I think the only games I can't play are anything that are drawn. / like tickets that you can purchase like at a like a gas station.
Huh. So that really does narrow it down a lot.
Yeah, and like the other half of the people that I work with that aren't directly related to my job cannot gamble for the rest of their life in New York State.
Even if they were to...
Because they're the auditor, they're the third party making sure they see the whole process.
They're the referee.
I film the whole process. They see everything. I'm like, dude, it's interesting, man. I fucking never thought I would say this. I love my job. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
never
awesome.
thought
Like,
I would live to see the day where there was actually a television-oriented position available to broadcast gambling degeneracy, and that you were the one to take it.
yeah,
Out of the two of us,
legit.
that would be like if I got a job being the traveling videographer for Fish.
dude.
It would be,
no, exactly. Yeah, it would exactly be that. Yeah.
It would, like, what kind of fucking parallel universe are we in?
Dude,
What universe are we in where I am the mastermind of a goddamn media conglomerate in the making, and you're my fucking lackey, and you're the one who is like asking Sydney Worthley who the hell she is 2 minutes before we go live.
Right.
I think about that, dude. Do you ever think about like the whole parallel universe like idea?
I think about it sometimes, and that's only because of Marvel movies. The whole multiverse is bullshit.
Dude, I'm not a superhero movie guy.
I only became one because my girlfriend likes this stuff, and it's actually not that bad. And but yeah, I mean, it's not like I mean, if I had my way, I probably wouldn't even go to the movies because I'm just a fucking YouTube addict. That's it.
Dude,
like,
I feel like I've had this conversation with Taylor before as to how much of a fucking YouTube addict I am. If I'm here by myself, and if Taylor's out working or hanging out with her friends, it is pretty much paramount to my routine that I just go, I let the YouTube algorithm do its thing, and I just get sucked in, and the next thing I know, it's like 4:30 p.m., and I have done nothing but watch like Red Dead Redemption 2 clips and like random video game walkthroughs.
Yeah.
My most recent YouTube addiction is watching Knights of Pen and Paper gameplay, because that is my new crack cocaine on my phone.
Okay.
It's the Dungeons and Dragons like mobile
Oh yeah,
game.
you were telling me about this.
Dude,
right.
I just beat the entire fucking game.
Wow.
I bought DLC on a mobile game, mind you. I bought the fucking DLC. I finished it in 15 minutes. I was so pissed off. It was a $10 DLC. I wanted to throw my phone out the motherfucking window. But then I found out that you can start over. And your characters will be the same level, but you run through mostly the same missions, and then other wild shit goes down. And like I can still, murder every dragon if I so choose, and do all that savage shit. But it's nice to just be challenged again and not just completely ruin computers like AI's day.
Yeah.
Dude, I would totally, if there was a way to stream Knights of Pen and Paper gameplay from my phone while I played, like, I don't know, can you stream mobile games on Twitch?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, the only get around that I think you could do is if you were playing it on a... I absolutely think you could. I think all you would need to do, because I only reason why I even know this because my mom doesn't understand technology. And she was against buying Wi-Fi one year, and so I was like, okay, what can we do here? She's like, I'm watching Netflix on my phone, but I can only watch it on my phone. I'm like, well, why don't we just buy an HDMI cable for it and like get the adapter, and that right there is how you could do that. And
well, would you even need that?
I mean, for an iPhone, yeah, or for an Android, either or. You need basically something that will convert your power like plug into the HDMI, which they make universally for everything.
Yeah, they
and
exist.
And it worked great. Like it worked great for my mom. So yeah, you could absolutely do that, man. And like that's where it's like, yeah, you could probably set up a couple scenes, like get in depth if you want to. But
I'm just thinking. There's every now and then, I hear something from like some TikTok cunt or like one of those super duper pretentious like how you ever heard the phrase content farm for like channels or pages that just are constantly just like churning out videos
every day.
Yeah.
Like game ranks almost.
And like sometimes at the cost of like quality.
Oh yeah.
I just think that if we're ever in a pinch where we're like, oh fuck, maybe we don't have any interesting things to write about. Maybe the concert scene is whack. Maybe our podcast guest was so fucking dry we just told everybody that we forgot to take the lens cap off. Dude, we could totally fill days of people's lives with some fucking streaming.
Dude, I would dig it. Going through, like doing what you're doing, I mean, for me personally, like, I would probably love to go through and play through all the WWF games. Like, that is, like... Yeah, and, it could change. Like, go through all the Maddens. Like, Madden 01 versus Madden 23, which... That's all I gotta say about that. 2K, come on. Let's make 2023 happen. 2K5 is one of the best football games of all time.
I have it kicking around somewhere.
Do you really?
Somewhere.
So fucking good.
I
will say at that time, though, Madden 05, Madden 06 were probably, to me, at least to my cousin and I, the pinnacle of football games. Once football games made it to the 360 and PS3, it just became too easy and, like, buggy. And, like, whereas, like, Madden 06 on the PS2 is, like, to me, the defining level of what a football game should feel like as a simulation and for enjoyment. It's so good. And, but dude, I'm so down. Like, even maybe getting Ryan Murray involved from one of our previous podcast guests. He's a super nerd when it comes to video games, especially older games, wrestling, which...
Dude,
man.
yeah, he probably knows more about wrestling than you and I combined squared.
Seriously, like,
I
reached out...
dedicated his life to that craft.
He does, and he does really good at it, and I think if he had the right platform to be on, like Mirth Films, he could excel. And but dude, yeah, just I guess I had a thought, but I can't remember anymore. It's just one of those days, man. Why waking up in a fog, like, dude, the week always before ADK Fest just like destroys me. And now that we have a festival that we're doing,
yeah, our own festival that's gonna destroy us.
That's gonna destroy us. I run marketing for ADK, so like got that. It's an undertaking plus working a full-time job and committing myself, dude. It's like I've been dying for October 3rd. Like, I'm so excited for the festival. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really happy we're doing this. I'm pumped. I want everybody to have a good time. But to be straight up, for those promoters that have been doing it for years, big shout out, because this is a fucking undertaking. Like, if you don't have your priorities straight and you don't have a set schedule, know how to organize your time, you could waste all your time on it and, like, watch life fly by and not really... And, but if you look at it in the right way and you're doing things, you're holding yourself accountable for certain dates, that's where it's like, okay, I don't have to think about this all the time. And I will say, we were super proactive about this on every front.
Dude, and it still wasn't enough.
It still wasn't enough. But, this is our first year.
We need a fucking unpaid intern so bad.
We do. And, yeah.
Now accepting applications.
Seriously, if you are looking for college credits and you want to get involved with content creation, covering concerts, doing video production, just working in multimedia, and you're in if you're in the capital region, North Country, give us a shout. We will get back to you because we want this thing to flourish. And we want to also kind of guide people. Like, one of the things I tell people, anybody who ever wants to shoot a concert, is you can shoot it for us. Go for it. It's all about having that drive. If you got the drive, you're hungry, you have ambitions, I will gladly give you any contact I have, if it helps you. Because you got to start somewhere, and I've been on the opposite side where I've had shit people that I've had to do work for in my life, and I would never want anybody to go through that. And now having the power of having a publication and having that responsibility, that's our responsibility to treat other people the way they should be treated. Golden rule. So I can promise you it'd be a good experience doing stuff with us. And, obviously, like, we recognize you're, putting more time in than, the college credits that you're earning. We'll compensate you. You'll be taken care of.
But we would also like to just reiterate again, this is an unpaid internship.
Unpaid.
We might buy you dinner, which is technically still unpaid. We might give you Pokemon cards, Mirth Films merch, a free
you might
ticket
be able to,
Free ticket to Wild in the Trees.
Free ticket to Wild in the Trees. Free ticket, honestly, to, like, if you're out covering a show, you got a free ticket.
That's a free ticket in and of itself.
And you get to be 2 feet away from quite potentially one of your favorite musicians.
And we don't even ask for any money.
And the experience you get, not just the hands-on, just the, like, I remember the first time I got to go backstage and be, like, 5 feet from Chuck Garvey of Mo, and, like, one of my idols, and, like, being like, wow, this is what I could be doing. Like, that was a huge eye-opener. And that's what it takes, is being opened up to, you know, because that's the thing. There's so many gatekeepers in certain areas of companies, things you should do. Like, we're not going to make you coil a fucking cable and then do it over and over and over again. Or just dump fucking SD cards because we don't feel like doing it. Our thing is not to have you do the things that we're already doing fine.
And I think that, not to suck our own dicks here, but I would caution that is a sign of a healthy dynamic. And actually, to those of you unaware, a friend of, well, I can't say a friend of Frankie's, he's only heard of him being a Savage Cool player, but our friend Lazy has this philosophy. Lazy helps maintain a lot of the rental properties in Lake George. I'm pretty sure the Garrison too. Like, just a very always busy kind of guy, you know, because his name's Lazy. It only makes sense. But he said he will never have someone do something he wouldn't do himself. And I guess that's the point you can take from all that.
Yeah.
Trust me, dude, dumping SD cards blows, and you have way more gigabytes of fucking data than I've ever had. And why I would never make any intern do that. Hell, you're not getting paid. Why would we make your experience with us basically the cubicle, like office space, but with film?
Right. Yeah, and exactly. We're not going to make you do things you don't want to do. Like, we're going to curve your experience to the way to the things that you want to learn. And, you know, obviously you can't always have it your way, but, like, I would never be like, oh, you're a videographer, I'm going to need you to write, like, 2 articles today. What good does that do to you, and what good does that do to us? Like, we want to me, my biggest philosophy is morale. Like, fucking, you're happy? Who gives a shit? And, like, that's where it's, I don't know, it just, again, just from my prior experiences and, you know, me being fair to anybody who's ever helped Mirth Films. The only time it's ever not worked for Mirth Films is when either you don't have the ambition or you try to exploit me. Not exploit me, but try to get money out of me. I had one person that I'm not going to say, but, you know, I made it very clear that, hey, listen, shoot any concert you want to. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pay you for every one of them, but if you're traveling a distance, I'll at least cover your gas, and I always did. And, you know, they got to the point where they, you know, were more mature in their photography. They had the connections. They could kind of call their shots. But then they wanted to come around to me and be like, well, hey, if you still want to shoot for Mirth Films, you got to pay me $500 a year so that you can access my photos. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. I thank you for, you know, being a part of the team, but that was never upon our agreement. And also, you know, why, and as a business owner, what am I going to spend money on from a photographer from Portland, Maine? Why am I spending money on photos from this kid that, you know, maybe that's not what we're trying to do with Mirth Films at the time? And I couldn't get it to him. And I had to tell him, I was like, listen, you know, I wish you the best success. You could shoot for me anytime you want to. If you ever need a pass and you can't get into the show, I got you. Like, it wasn't like never like, oh, fuck you. You tried to make me spend $500 on, no. Like, it just doesn't work that way. And if your ego gets in the way of it, you know, I take that very seriously. Like, check yourself. Like, I'm very happy to say that I put myself in this position of where I am right now talking to you. All because of the people that helped me / my ambition. But at the same time, like, I don't flaunt what I do. You know, I don't believe that's the way to get ahead. And you're only going to make enemies that way. And at the end of the day, you don't want to be the guy in the photo pit that no one wants to talk to you because you have this big, fucking head and you can't relate or talk to anybody. It's not what it's about. This is all for a greater cause. Anytime I go and do 80K Fest, it's a family environment. I'm helping in the same way that somebody else is helping, whether they're standing, doing security, or running sound. And if you don't work as a team and you don't respect others, then you're already lost. Go and find another career path. Go be an accountant. This job is not for you. This is very much a people person job, just as much as when Brett gets behind a bar or when I was busting tables when I was 14 or 15. You are serving the people. That's what it's about.
Which is funny because I can at least speak for myself and say I fucking hate most people, but
you can hold a conversation.
Oh
right?
Yeah, of course. Fake it till you make it, dude.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. Okay, this is gonna sound really bad, so just.
Let it all out.
Because mostly I don't know how to word things well, but you don't have to be genuine, in the sense that you don't necessarily have to like everybody you interact with, but you have to at least remain cordial.
Yeah.
You have to, and professionalism has turned into such a fucking subjective phrase. I think in the, I would say, past decade of just paradigm shifts, I think professionalism has started to become more synonymous with compliance.
Yeah.
Which I can't get down with that.
No. And if you can, Rage Against the Machine first album.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Everything after that was a little more, okay, maybe we should do what they tell them. And then, dude, that's a fucking rabbit hole. That's not a this episode rabbit hole, but...
No, we're very against the grain, in certain ways. Speaking on professionalism, it's more or less being professional in the climate. You need to be professional. If you're wearing a suit and tie, obviously there's a certain level of professionalism that you need to have when walking into that fucking corporate office. But when you're shooting a concert, okay, you have a beer, whatever. That's you play the game. It's all about playing the game. But not to cut this whole thing off, but I know we gotta go hang up posters.
Yeah.
And just to kind of get into a little bit of what we've been watching, listening, very brief. What have you been getting your ears and eyes into?
Well, I've mostly been getting my ears and eyes into the Wild in the Trees poster that I stare at every day between customers at the bar. Which, just to segue off quick, obviously we do have to thank all of our sponsors because shit is getting real in the sense that we are both very green to planning music festivals, and there are things that we didn't account for, and this is going to turn into a painful lesson. But we still are able to have almost all of our bases covered with the help of the people who believed in us enough to decide to sponsor this music festival, and that includes Smith Family Janitorial, Sully's West, Ginter Electrical and Mechanical, 40 Oak Classic American Grill. I believe that is it for me. Oh, you're not even connected to the Wi-Fi.
Nope, I forgot about that.
That's okay.
Thank you Season Skate Shop. Thank you The Barnsider. Thank you Lake George Steamboat Company. Thank you 42 Degrees. Thank you Shady Business. Thank you to all of our vendors. Thank you
Heroes Hideout.
Thank you Hypoluxo Skateboards. Thank you to Mindscape 19, Dan Garth Glassblowers.
Posterity Glass.
Posterity.
They have an LLC.
Thank you Wooden Fire Pizza. Thank you Adirondack Pub and Brewery for getting the town just a little loose. And thank you to all the bands too. We want to give a huge shout out to Andrew in the Water, to Glass Pony, to the Scunches, to the Sugar Hold, El Modernist. We also have the Hauntings. There's got to be some Neon Avenue. Fuck, Neon Avenue just had a huge show at the Putnam Place. That is going to be a banger on that Saturday and the Sunday. El Modernist, Glass Pony, some great alternative music. The Hauntings, a little heavy there. You know, the Scunches hooking up with the pizza, and some Sylvia, man.
Yeah, dude.
But I guess, you know, what I've been watching and listening, you know, watching Strictly Wrestling nonstop. Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression. Been following everything with going on with the current state of WWE. Vince McMahon stepping down, Triple H taking over. Stone Cold. Honestly, if you want to put some life into yourself, you're feeling down about yourself, watch some fucking Stone Cold clips, because that guy does not care. That guy's attitude towards life, at least in the mat, the most badass human being. And he's the best wrestler of all time for that reason. I mean, he's never done anything wrong. Like, he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He's not like Hulk Hogan. He's going around doing stupid shit. You know, he is...
Oh, yeah, like taking down one of the biggest fucking celebrity tabloid sites of all time.
Of all time.
Dude,
and
Gawker, gone. Chapter fucking 11.
Yeah. So, you know, don't make sex tapes.
No, make sex tapes. Make sure someone leaks them. But don't approve of it. Sue them, win, wash, rinse, repeat. Then you become Hulk Hogan.
Exactly, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
But, yeah, everybody, please, go, video games too, I have to talk about this. Don't buy Saints Row. I've been playing a little bit of Skyrim. Great fucking game. Had to stop playing it because I had priorities. And then, yeah, I right now I'm going through like a collection of like 120 PS2 games.
Holy
and
shit.
Also playing a little bit of Resistance Fall of Man, because I can't play that on Xbox because it's a Sony exclusive. And I'm not a Sony guy, but man, great series, and reliving that from the PS3 days. Holy shit. Thank you guys, as always. Thank you, Brett, for hosting the podcast today, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for fucking leading the last couple of weeks, man. Couldn't do it
are
without
we just
you, dude.
gonna ignore, like, dude, what if I watched some fucking TV?
Oh, I cut you off.
Or listened to some fucking music.
I cut you off. My bad, dude.
Dude, somewhere in a parallel universe, I'm cutting you off. I'm laughing about it. As I struggle to stay awake because a routine sleep schedule is not something I've ever developed. Watching, dude, been on the YouTube algorithm bender kick, as stated like an hour ago. Listening, past 2 days, been in a very big like post-punk, like Misfits, Fear,
nice.
Black Flag.
Oh, sick. Okay. Cool.
Dude, fuck it. I was just getting into it for like a 10-minute drive, listening to the Misfits Dig Up Her Bones. It's like, dude, how does that not hype you the fuck up? And then I floated the idea to Nick Bowl, obviously. We're just going to say part-time contributor to Mirth Films because I don't have a super specific thing. Either way, childhood best friend. Getting married October 2nd, second day of Wild in the Trees. No correlation. But we were talking about the idea of having an intro music for your wedding, not the ceremony, but the reception. And Frankie had shot a wedding where they got to use some pretty dope music. So I played that, and he was not as enthusiastic about it as I thought he should have been. Are we allowed to say it? Does it matter?
For
I don't even remember his name from Alive at 5.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah.
Dude, the Chicago Bulls opening fucking music. If that doesn't hype you up, if that doesn't give you goosebumps.
Yeah, if your fucking hair's not standing up on your arms.
If you don't feel like you're Dennis Rodman, just getting that fucking rebound and giving it to Mike Jordan and hitting him with that motherfucking NBA jam, dude, you're not American. You don't like basketball. You ain't gangster.
Nope.
But video games, Knights of Pen and Paper. That's it.
Nice.
Just fucking letting mobile games ruin my life again, like when Clash of Clans came out.
Dude.
Because I've lost control of everything I care about.
Hey, sometimes it's good to have a good distraction. Life's not all about work. You know, And now you got the DLC coming up, man. So that'll be exciting to hear about that too.
Dude, the DLC's gone. I already played it.
Oh, you beat the DLC already.
I beat the DLC.
Oh
A $12, like $10 or $12 DLC I beat in 15 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a waste of money. But I guess to wrap us up, we're gonna go hang some posters. I guess Frankie, you're great with this post stuff. We're gonna put some lower thirds here for the winners of the Sully's East Cornhole Singles and Doubles Tournament. Maybe we'll put how much money we raised. If not, that's why I said maybe.
Well, we will have those names for you on featured in this video. So congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah, good job,
and
guys.
all the losers.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you for coming.
Dude,
and,
already came.
And go and check out the
Got some
article.
shorts on.
Go and check it out. Go and check out the article on mirth-films.com to go see the official results and just check out some photos of the day if there ends up being some photos. So I'm talking in past, pre, and future tense.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Thank you guys for supporting Mirth Films. As all of you know, you can listen to the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, and sometimes Twitch. But also, again, head to the website, mirth-films.com. All the latest concert reviews, music news, entertainment news, guides, future gaming news, and any update on Wild in the Trees. With that being said, all of our information about Wild in the Trees is broken down right on the website. We have a bunch of different pages now, everything from a ticketing page to how to get there. So if you're traveling from north, south, don't know where the skate plaza is, go to our website. You can find out about the skateboarding competition. Register if you're thinking about competing. Register sooner than later. That way we can make sure, especially if you're under 18, you're going to need a parent signature. So the sooner we know, the sooner we can get that taken care of. So we can guarantee that you are able to skate in the contest. And we'll also be releasing the schedule soon, along with what's cool and what's not cool for bringing in things. Yeah, thank you for your continued support. This has been our best year yet. And we want to be able to say that each and every single year because we have new fans, we have old fans that have stuck with us, and then we have the 6 men who we're stuck with regardless. So, with that being said, this is episode number...
I think we said 27.
27. We will not die between now and the next podcast. And if we do, we will make sure to sleep off that horrible hangover. So... thank you all again. Thank you our sponsors. Thank you Brett. Thank you Bang Energy Drink. Thank you Adobe Audition. And thank you.
Just cut the fucking camera, dude. We're
Goodbye.
done. We're done here.